What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Boating Adventures. Today we're going to change the fluid out of the DP-E Volvo Penta Drive. Pretty simple process, and this is something that I recommend that we do at least once a year. Also, in between that once a year, I would definitely drain a little bit of the oil about every 3 to 4 months, just to check to see how the oil is doing, make sure that there's no water getting into it and turning into a milky sludge, and also just kind of inspect that magnet. Then just replace that oil that you remove in between that 1 year, like maybe a cup of that oil. Just replace that back up, top it back off again. With that, let's go ahead and prep and drain this oil and change it out. Next step that we're going to do is that we're going to actually put a drain pan underneath, but I'm also going to drain the first amount of the oil into a clear container so I can get a better look at what that oil looked like. If I just drain it into here, we won't really be able to see the condition of that oil. The plug I'm going to put on here on a white piece of paper, a napkin, shop towel, etc., something that's clean, so that, again, so you can see what was on the plug, which is also a magnet. The plug is for a flat screwdriver. Make sure you get yourself a nice stout, big, flat screwdriver. And give it a go with a flat screwdriver impact. And give it a couple knocks with the hammer. Woof! Got it. Wow. And once we have the drain out, then you can undo the dipstick. We got some inside this container. It's quite black. So that's the oil. It is really black. It looks like there was some water in there. Like towards the end of the oil draining, there's some like milky stuff. Very little amount, but there is still some, which is still worrisome. I'm just going to go ahead and see what it is that comes out of here. So not too much. I'm just not sure when they last changed this oil. It's just black. You'll need at least 2 of these, one for the dipstick and one for the drain plug. The other gasket that you'll need is this guy. This is going to go beneath the fill plug. You'll also need gear oil. 75/90 is what these drives will take. You can buy the Volvo Penta or you can buy the Mobile One. Make sure you get synthetic gear oil. This was about 17-18 bucks at the local auto parts place. So you'll need about, you should get 3 because it takes a little more than 2. It's about 2.2, 2.5. So we're gonna grab our clean plug. We're gonna put a new O-ring on it. And make sure you get a nice O-ring. You don't want any leaks into the drive. And then we're gonna go ahead and put this onto the plug. Go ahead and clean out your hole, put your plug in with the new O-ring, and you're going to grab your flat screwdriver and give it a nice snug fit. So next we're going to remove this cover. Got a Phillips screw there. And a Phillips screw up here. There are two different lengths. Long goes on the bottom, short goes on the top. We'll remove the cover. And that's going to expose our shift linkage and the fill port. There's the fill port. Got a little crud in there. The sealing surface looks clean. And then here's that gasket. Cleaned up the threads and the sealing surface. I'm going to go ahead and apply the new gasket. Grab your gear lube and start filling. I try to fill it from here and it started to pour backwards, so I'm going to start it to fill it from the top and just kind of watch it, make sure it doesn't back out of that fill tube. So once you've filled up with the 2.7 liters of gear oil inside your drive, go ahead and put your plug back in, and then we'll go ahead and put the dipstick back in. Don't forget, make sure that the sealing surface on this fill hole is clean and that you use a new gasket. So here's our dipstick. We'll put in our new O-ring. We're going to put it right in here. We're going to tighten that up. We're also going to clean this guy right here. Go ahead and place our new fill port with gasket. Next, we'll go ahead and tighten this guy. Next, we'll go ahead and replace the cover. Remember, the long screw goes in the bottom. You probably want to go ahead and clean out your threads and maybe even add a little grease on it. I'm actually going to go ahead and clean this with some solvent and add some more grease. Alright guys, that concludes the oil change on the Volvo Penta DP-E drive. Pretty simple, pretty quick, follow some simple steps. If you guys like the video, please go ahead and like and subscribe. This way you can see more videos like this in the future. Thanks for watching, and until next time, boat safe and have fun.